Hi there, welcome once again to the Dukascopy TV studio. I'm Ben Jones. Alongside me to discuss whether the Federal Reserve are behind the curve is Ion-Marc Valahu. Ion-Marc, thank you very much for coming in today.
Hello.
So this is very much a US-focused week. We have the GDP coming out, we've got the unemployment rate later in the week, we've had consumer confidence. But looking at the recent figures and the recent steps being taken by the Federal Reserve, would you say that they're behind the curve?
Well, I'd say that for sure we'll get confirmation later on today, where we have GDP and the ADP employment numbers. It should look and show that the growth in the States has recovered from the Q1 disaster and the weather-related problems. And I think that it will show that the economy is on the right track. And I think that the Fed should start pulling stimulus a little bit faster. But I don't think they will do it. But I think that they are too further away, and I think that the tapering will take place, the end of tapering will take place in October. And after that, the questioning will be when will be the next rate hike in rates. And that probably will take place in the Q1 of 2015. But I think that in the meantime, the numbers are going to look great and much better. And so, as usual, the Fed will be behind the curve and trying to catch up, because the inflation is already hitting 1.5 to 190. And if you have growth in the second quarter, annualized hitting almost 2.5 to 280, then rates are not at the right place.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's been speculation that America's economy will no longer see the growth that it used to have. There's no longer the drive or the so-called oomph, with citing the labour force and the productivity of the labour force as some of the reasons for this. But do you agree with this, or do you feel that America's economy will get back on track to the levels that we used to see?
Well, I think it will get back on track, and I think that we're already seeing a lot of it. I mean, the U.S. economy has gone through a major transformation, major hits to the economy in terms of related to the bubble in the real estate markets and all the fiasco of the 2007-2008 crash. But I think that the U.S. has been able to create jobs. Maybe it's not the right kind of jobs, but it's creating jobs. We're moving pretty close to 6% unemployment, and maybe this week will fall below. People are trying to find jobs, can change jobs, and also very important, the U.S. are now almost independent as far as energy-wise, thanks to the U.S. natural gas and also the technology enabling to go after old oil wells, and now making the U.S. Almost an exporter of oil. So that, combined with the fact that the country has tried to re-industrialize itself. They've lost a lot of industries, but now they're trying to get them back. And we have different states in the U.S. where the labor costs are cheaper than China or some Asian countries. And so that's bringing back some jobs, bringing back some factories, and everybody knows that factory jobs, industrial jobs, are the ones that create the most sustainable growth path.
Okay, now moving on slightly to look at Europe. Obviously, this time of year is a lot quieter, the markets aren't as busy. Would you say that this lull in activity could benefit Europe in any way?
Well, its volatility has been taken down to another level now that the ECB is ready, has acted a little bit, and is ready to do further steps. So therefore, I think so far there's a floor on the market. If we don't get any external shocks, another war in Ukraine maybe or something like that, then I think that we can have small corrections, but that will give some time for the European economies to recover. But let's not forget that the European Union, or the Europe as a Eurozone, is missing the ability to be a federal state, like in the United States. All the countries have different aspects, different economies, and they should be integrated into one Eurozone. That's the goal. I don't know if they will get there, but as we work through that, we went through the banking union. That was a major step. If we go and move towards that, I think Europe has a future and could become again growth oriented, not just only driven by Germany. To answer your question, summers are really difficult. I mean, a lot of people are off the desk, are not there, and any little event can take down the markets further than it should be, because the volatility is driven and nobody's there to really look at what's going on. I think that we might get something like that, but it's nothing that will put into question the path of the equities going long term.
Ion-Marc, thank you very much for joining us again.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. Do make sure you keep on clicking back to Dukascopy TV as we bring you plenty more updates and exclusive interviews. Goodbye.